My dad used to race, you see, and obviously my mum and my dad came across to the Isle of Man in sort of mid to late 60s as youngsters, and you know, when I was born they told me the stories, and you know, I just travelled around race circuits when I was a youngster, did a little bit of racing myself, and you know, but I came across here in the early 80s when my dad was racing at Derby, a road race circuit on the other side of the island, and it was when TT practice week was on, so my dad had raced, then we'd watch TT practice, then we'd have to go home because we'd have to go back to school, so I'd be on the back of the ferry kicking and screaming and crying, wanting to stay on the Isle of Man, you know, looking at the Isle of Man just disappear and on the way home. So it was just them days, you know. I watched Joey Dunlop, Mick Grant, Graham Crosby, Ron Haslam, Rob McElnay, you know, fantastic, great TT riders that obviously went on to the Grand Prix level and, you know, won World Championships. Carl Fogarty, Steve Hislop, all these, you know, Trevor Nations on the Nortons, Robert Dunlop, Joey, all these guys, you know, I was just like, whoa, I want to be a TT rider. I mean, they're all special, and you could stand here and write a book about every race from start to finish. You know, I remember them all, and I've ridden 2 strokes, I've ridden 4 strokes, I've ridden single cylinder, you know, twins, 4 cylinders, Ducatis, everything, Hondas. First win, obviously, is really important. When I won my first one, it was either now or never, really. You know, it was I'd been riding good in British Championship. I'd been here 3 times, and you know, it was, my bike was the best on the track. It was time to win, you know. And when I set off, I thought, if I don't win this, I'm never going to win one. My favourite bit is what's called McGuinness's, which I'm pretty proud of. You know, all the years I've raced here, and you know, when I'm long gone and everybody's long gone around here, it's still going to be McGuinness's. So you come down basically the Cronkivody straight, round the 11th milestone, through Hanleys with the big walls, and there's a left, right, left kink, and the last left kink's my favourite corner. It's a downhill, sort of flat in top. Just not quite flat in top, sort of between 5th and 6th gear, left-handed, but a real satisfying corner to ride through if you're really on the pipe. So yeah, I love that corner. I mean, when I retire, I'm definitely going to go and watch there, and I can tell everybody I was flat out through there, and if anybody else isn't flat out, I can, you know, get your finger out. So we're telling them how fast I was. Just blew me away. I think it blows everybody away when they first come to the Isle of Man. You know, they stick your head through a hedge, or you know, sat on a wall, or you know, your feet are dangling over a banking or something, and the bikes go past. You just like, you know, it blows your socks off basically. And it did at the time for me when I was 10 years old. You know, and here we are at 41, still battering around, still doing personal bests and knocking at the door, winning races again. So yeah, it's good. I don't know. For me, the most scary bit is the start. Really, from the start line down Bray Hill, I think it's just so unpredictable. You know, the bike's full of fuel, the tyres aren't quite up to temperature and pressure, and you know, especially a super bike, you know, no sighting light, no warm-up light, well, like everywhere else in the world. You just pop your helmet on and off you go, new tyres, full fuel. They scare the pants off me down there. And also lap 3 after your fuel stop, you fill it back up with petrol and put a new tyre in, and the bloody thing's a handful down there. And lap 5, it worries me to death down there. Then after that, I sort of settle into it, and I don't know, I don't try not to get too scared of anywhere in particular. You just got to keep concentrating, keep hitting all the apexes and not making any mistakes anywhere. And I mean, from the outside looking in, the whole track looks scary, isn't it? And when you watch it in places, it looks scary. But for me, the most bit is lap 1, lap 3, lap 5 on a superbike from the start line. Yeah, that's a bum twitcher, that one. When you finish I think when you finish the race, the sort of the afterbuzz, the coming down, that's the real great thing about it. And you know, people go on and on about the TT, and when the racing's finished, they still talk about it all the way through the year. And I like it all, the whole thing, and how old it is, you know, the heritage of it, the history. I think it's just a great thing. And you know, like over the last couple of years, I think the Isle of Man's been absolutely bouncing. You know, a few personal goals as well in there, which I wanted to be the first 130, and had a bit of a ding dong with Guy Martin, and you know, he gave me a bit of lip and said he was going to beat me, and I beat him. So just, yeah, it was nice. It was a nice win, that. Yeah. Special. And it has the little dolly on the back that warns off evil spirits. And whenever I get on my bike, I always have to give her a little kiss, ask her to look after me. And yeah, that's basically it. And the reason why I carried on with it was because I won my first TT. I won the British Championship. I had a lot of success in '99. I don't think I'm ever away from racing, really. I mean, it's how I want it to be. You know, I'm not football fan or a cricket, tennis fan or all like that. It's always bikes, 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 and you know, I go to quite a few speedway matches, as many as I can to. I don't know, sort of just like it, you know. I'm just a bike nut, really. You know, I mean, obviously spending time with the family is really important as well. You know, yeah, it's bikes, bikes, bikes all the way, really. All kids, bikes, all family. That's about it, really. No reason why we can't win it, you know. But at the end of the day, if we're safe and we're all happy, and you know, we get the job done, really, and then get the pressure off and just try and do a good job. But I'm up for it. I'm ready. Just get stuck in. When the flag drops, I'm going to be flat out, and you know, where we'll be is where we're going to be, and there's not a lot else I can do about that. But obviously, I want to win.
You're special. Come on, get that video off YouTube. Yeah!
This is MotoGeo.